So, as you may have heard by now, Disney is officially searching for new IP and media to try to recapture the young male audience, effectively abandoning Star Wars and the MCU. I don't know if fully abandoning these properties is the best move, but they do need to be dialed back a bit, and Star Wars in particular should probably be left alone for about 5 years or so. The MCU would be doing better if they weren't trying to give us a new roster of heroes to replace those that audiences had already grown attached to, on top of the ham-fisted political messaging which, regardless of how real that was, has entered into the public conscious, creating a trust issue imbalance that will be hard for Disney to overcome, no matter what properties they decide to move forward with. But the essential question of how to rope back the Gen Z and Alpha lads is a conundrum to be sure. Anime adaptations seldom if ever work out. Most of the media they were raised on was nostalgia media for Gen X and millennials. The YA dystopian genre has been played out. There's not a comic book left on this earth that hasn't been adapted already. I doubt Disney would want to appeal to the segment of the youth demographic that would appreciate a pro-Hitler movie. The tabletop role-playing game market is likely the most untapped IP resources out there, but the D&D movie's recent underperformance doesn't exactly make that proposition attractive. But hey, for the record, I have dozens of RPG books that I'd be more than happy to sell to Disney for a reasonable price, which provides frameworks that could be used to build a film or streaming series franchise out of, with guidance on the setting, antagonists, and what kind of characters to feature in it, as is the case with most RPGs. The biggest problem with this angle is the current saturation of game titles which are just D&D anyway. What's left outside of the OSR clones, Vampire the Masquerade, or Cyberpunk, that has not been adapted for screen yet, but is also not obviously derivative of Dungeons & Dragons? Rifts may not be a bad option, actually, as the Coalition states could provide an angle for those kids who would appreciate something pro-fascist to root for, but no, probably not, unless you dust off those old proposals Jerry Bruckheimer supposedly was involved with. There is a thread of connection, though, between Rifts and Disney. Let's see, other more sarcastic options would be to relaunch the Mickey Mouse Club, hosted by Andrew Tate. You could hire Asmongold to have a Disney logo on his screen while he's streaming. You could take bad advice from antagonistic YouTube critics who don't actually know what they want, they just know that they don't like things. You also have to be very cautious with casting and hiring directors, as the internet has allowed people to way over-personalize various actors and celebrity filmmakers, more often than not to their detriment. There's a whole list of big stars you won't be able to hire because the audience sees them as antagonistic. Tits. I know, it's crass and sexist, but like it or not, men of all ages are more likely to accept and like female leads and heroes if they have nice tits. Hollywood used to understand this. Now here's some real advice for Disney and several other studios who have IPs that now have divided fan bases. Stop hiring disruptors. Big business culture has been hung up on disruption for a while now, and it worked in all the wrong ways. Hire people to write things who actually like and understand those things. Outsider voices were outside for a reason, perhaps. It didn't bring in new fans, and it alienated the old fans. Quit trying to make everything into a 4-quadrant family experience. Pick a target demographic and focus on what they want, and budget the project accordingly. This is ultimately going to be an uphill battle, because the Disney brand itself is seen as toxic by the very people they want to bring back into the fold. Some dramatic, public reckoning where some of your production staff and actors, those who have garnered the most negative attention from the online critic sphere, are scapegoated may help. Or it could just get you sued. There is also the factor at play that any new IP that Disney tries to launch will also need to be able to be potentially incorporated into one of their theme parks. Set something in Rome, perhaps. That could work. Bronze Age historical pieces that portray a Sumerian mythology. Make a Gilgamesh movie. Of the books I have available, I would suggest Pax Luporum, Werewolves of the Republic, Ice Age Apocalypse, Rocket Cadets in the 11th Dimension, Dracula's Carpathian Christmas, Olympus on Venus, Expedition to Ancient Egypt, and G-Class Republic, which you can grab for cheap as a PDF on DriveThruRPG, or order a print copy off of Amazon. I am far more prolific than nearly any other RPG author, having written over 70 books in just the last 3 years alone, so check them out. seeing at this point you'd be better served adapting something obscure with potential than risking adapting something popular that half of the built-in audience immediately rejects and spoils its reputation online. Again. So if you're not a desperate Disney executive, share this video and tag old Bob Iger on Twitter, and if you are, I shouldn't be that hard to track down. I shall be holding my breath patiently until I hear from you. Yeah, I know, Hollywood doesn't hire ugly people. So until next time, stay waspinated.
The girls will be real